Have you ever wondered, does she like me? Is she interested? Or am I just making this up? It's not always easy to tell. Girls can be subtle, and their signals aren't always as obvious as we'd like them to be. But here's the thing. When a girl is into you, her actions often speak louder than her words, from the way she looks at you to the little things she does. There are telltale signs she simply can't hide. In this video, we're breaking down the mystery. We're going to reveal 11 undeniable things girls do if they really want you. These are the signs you need to know, the ones that'll save you from second-guessing and endless overthinking. By the end of this video, you'll never have to wonder again. So stick around. You might just uncover the truth you've been waiting for. But before we dive into these signs, I need you to take a second to hit that like button. It really helps support the channel and keeps content like this coming your way. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another video like this. All right, now that you're ready, let's jump right in. Here are the 11 things girls do if they want you, starting with one of the most obvious signs that you might be missing. Sign 1. They go out of their way to spend time with you. One of the clearest signs a girl is into you is that she'll go out of her way to spend time with you. And I'm not just talking about casually saying hi in passing. This is next-level effort. When a girl is genuinely interested, she'll find creative ways to be around you. She might rearrange her schedule, show up at places you frequent, or even join hobbies and activities she knows you're into. It's not a coincidence. It's a conscious effort to be closer to you. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that she suddenly shows up at your favorite coffee shop, even though she said she didn't like coffee? Perhaps she participates in a group activity you're involved in, despite never having expressed interest in it before. These are the kinds of coincidences that aren't really coincidences at all. Another sign is that she'll linger if you're talking. She won't rush to leave, even if she has somewhere to be. For example, if she keeps gravitating toward you at a party or in a group setting and everyone else has left, she might stay behind to continue the conversation. To add a humorous twist, you might think, why is she suddenly interested in my boring Tuesday night basketball games? She never cared about them before. Newfound interest in things that matter to you is her way of connecting. Even if she doesn't fully understand the rules of your favorite sport or hobby, she's showing up because you're there. It's also worth mentioning that girls who are interested in you will subtly prioritize you. For instance, if she has plans with friends but you suggest hanging out, she might reschedule her plans to be with you instead. Or she'll find a way to include you, like inviting you to join her friend's outing. When a girl goes out of her way to spend time with you, it's her way of saying, you matter to me. It's her way of creating opportunities for you two to grow closer. Even if she's not ready to say it outright, pay attention to those moments when she's randomly around or suddenly interested in what you're doing. Sign 2, they remember small details about you. If there's one thing that stands out when a girl likes you, it's her ability to remember the smallest details about you. And I'm not talking about the obvious stuff, like your name or where you work. I mean the little things that most people wouldn't even notice or remember. When a girl is interested, she'll pay attention to the tiniest bits of information you share, even if it seems casual or insignificant to you. Remembering these small things isn't just about impressing you. It's a way for her to show that she values what matters to you, and it doesn't stop there. She might even bring up memories from conversations you barely remember having. Like, didn't you say you loved hiking in the fall? I found this great trail we could check out sometime. Not only does she remember what you said, but she also uses it to make new memories with you. Here are some humorous anecdotes that may elicit a chuckle from you. Wait a minute. How does she recall that I prefer almond milk in my coffee, despite the fact that I cannot recall uttering that statement? It is due to the fact that a girl's mind is in a state of overdrive when she is interested, as it catalogues all the minute details that contribute to one's identity. What's even more telling is how she uses these details in conversations. She might bring up something you mentioned weeks ago, like your love for a specific movie genre, and then suggest watching a film together that fits that category, or she could casually reference something about your childhood, like your favorite toy or game, showing that she's been actively listening and remembering. In short, if she's remembering the little things, it's because you're important to her. These details might seem trivial on the surface, but they're her way of building a deeper connection and showing that she genuinely values you. Sign 3. They mirror your body language. Have you ever noticed that when you're around a girl who might be into you, she starts subtly copying the way you sit, stand, or move? This isn't just a coincidence. It's a psychological phenomenon called mirroring, and it's a big clue that she's interested in you. Mirroring is when someone unconsciously copies another person's tone of voice, body language, or gestures. It's a natural way for humans to show connection and rapport, and if a girl likes you, she'll probably do it without even realizing it. Let's examine the manifestation of this gesture and its significance. Imagine you're sitting across from her at a coffee shop, and you lean forward a little, resting your elbows on the table. A few seconds later, she does the exact same thing. Alternatively, you could be standing with your hands in your pockets when you suddenly notice she's doing the same thing. That's her body's way of saying, "I'm in sync with you." This behavior has its roots in psychology. Mirroring fosters a sense of connection and trust, indicating a shared understanding. When a girl copies your body language, she's trying to connect with you. Mirroring doesn't just happen with body language. It can also happen with speech patterns. Have you ever observed her adopting words or phrases that you frequently use? Perhaps you have a catchphrase or a humorous explanation that she adopts in her own conversations. Another way she's trying to get to know you better is by verbally copying you. However, it's important to note that mirroring can occur in both directions. If you like her too, you might find yourself copying her body language without even realizing it. It's a reciprocal process that fosters a sense of comfort and connection. Why does mirroring hold such significance? Mirroring serves as a non-verbal means of expressing interest and attraction. Words can be deceptive sometimes, but body language rarely is. Lie. When she copies your movements, it means she likes being around you and wants to move in sync with you. Sign for them to find ways to compliment you. Compliments may seem simple, but they can tell you a lot about how someone feels about you, especially girls. If she likes you, she'll find ways to compliment you, sometimes in ways that seem casual or even unexpected. Girls will naturally start to notice things about you that they like, whether it's your looks, your personality, or even the little things that make you unique. To start, let's talk about compliments on your looks. If she is fond of you, she may exclaim, "You look fantastic in that shirt," or "I adore the way you style your hair. It complements you perfectly." It could be something as simple as, "You have such a nice smile." She's not just being nice. These words are her way of letting you know she sees you and finds you attractive. But it's not just about looks. Girls usually show they're interested by complimenting your personality or accomplishments. For example, she might say, "You're so funny. I love how you can make everyone laugh." "I didn't know you were so good at insert hobby or skill here." These kinds of compliments go beyond simple attraction. They show that she values you as a person and genuinely appreciates what you bring to the table. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Sometimes these compliments come wrapped in humor or playful banter. For instance, she might tease you about your frequent tardiness and then respond with, "But honestly, it's quite similar to Ted." For instance, she might say, "It's impressive how passionate you are about your hobby." This standard way to flirt while keeping things light and fun is to tease and like each other at the same time. You should also pay attention to how specific she is in her response. Saying something like, "You're nice," is not as powerful as saying something like, "I really admire how you always stay calm." Under pressure. Particular and personal praise increases her interest in you. It shows that she's paying close attention to who you are and what makes you different. But here's the catch. Some girls might be too shy or hesitant to give direct compliments, so they might show their admiration in less obvious ways, like telling mutual friends, "He's so smart," or "I love how kind he is," hoping that it will eventually get back to you. If you hear second-hand compliments, don't brush them off. They could be her way of showing interest without putting herself out there too much. The intent behind compliments matters more than the words themselves. When a girl takes the time to notice and appreciate the little things about you, it's a clear sign that she's interested. So the next time she compliments your style, your sense of humor, or even how you handled a tough situation, pay attention. Sign 5. Their jealousy is subtle, not overt. Jealousy is one of those feelings that's hard to hide, no matter how hard you try, and a girl's mild or not-so-subtle jealousy can be a big sign that she likes you. To be clear, this does not imply that she will become upset if you converse with another girl. Instead, her jealousy may manifest in subtle, almost playful ways that demonstrate her concern. For example, she might come over while you're talking to another girl, maybe a coworker or a friend, and say something like, "Wow, you two look like you're having a deep conversation. Should I leave you alone?" "I didn't know you were such a ladies' man," she said. On the surface it seems like she's just joking around, but there's a hint of jealousy there. It's her way of recognizing the situation without coming across as too serious. Another sign is sudden mood changes. If you spend a little extra time talking to another girl while you're with a group of friends, you might notice that her mood changes. She might become quieter, more guarded, or even a little farther away. This change in behavior is her way of dealing with her jealousy. She might not say much, but her actions say a lot. Sometimes she might try to subtly get your attention back on her. For example, if you're laughing at another girl's joke, she might add her own funny comment to redirect the conversation towards her. Similarly, if you're complimenting someone else, she might respond, "Well, I can do that too." It's her way of letting you know she's still there and hoping you'll notice her more. Here's one more well-known example. She might ask you about the other girl, like how well you know her or if she's a close friend. These questions may seem unimportant, but they're actually her way of figuring out if she needs to be worried about competition. Now let's talk about body language. If a girl is jealous, she might unconsciously move closer to you when another girl is around. This is a way of marking her territory without saying anything directly. She might also start fidgeting. It depends on her nature and how comfortable she is expressing her feelings, whether she crosses her arms or avoids eye contact. But here's the thing. Some girls show their jealousy in less obvious ways. For example, if you're talking to another girl, she might say something like, "Oh, you two look cute together," which sounds like a casual comment, but is really a way for her to hide how she really feels. But why does this matter? This is just her way of seeing how you'll react to her tricks. She cares about you and doesn't want to lose your attention. She's not being possessive. She just wants to feel special in your eyes. Of course, you should be careful with this. If you see these signs, try reassuring her or giving her a little extra attention to show that she doesn't need to compete for your time. Sign 6. They ask personal questions. If a girl likes you, she wants to know more about you than just your favorite pizza topping or the last movie you watched. One of the best ways to tell she's interested is if she starts asking personal questions about your life, dreams, and what makes you tick. Think about it. When did someone last ask you about your youth or your goals? These aren't questions that people ask randomly. They take work and real interest. If a girl asks you these kinds of questions, it's because she wants to get to know you better. For example, she might ask about your goals. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Your dream job. These aren't just random conversation starters. They're her way of understanding your values and figuring out if you're someone she can see a future with. Another type of personal question might focus on your family or upbringing. What was it like growing up in your hometown? Or are you close to your siblings? Questions like these show that she's curious about what shaped you as a person. She wants to understand your background and what makes you unique. And then there are the emotionally charged questions. What makes you happy? Or what's the most important thing in your life right now? These questions are her way of diving into your emotional world and figuring out what truly matters to you. But it doesn't stop there. Girls who are into you will often follow up on what you've shared. For example, if you mention that you're working on a personal project, she might ask a few days later, "Hey, how's that project going?" This follow-up shows that she's not just asking for the sake of conversation. She's genuinely invested in your life. Another sign to watch for is how she reacts to your answers. If she listens attentively, asks follow-up questions, or even shares her own experiences, she's not just waiting for her turn to talk. She's genuinely interested in getting to know you. However, some girls may ask more subtly. Instead of jumping right into personal topics, they might start with lighter ones and work their way up to more serious ones. For example, they might ask about your hobbies or favorite activities before moving on to questions about your goals or values. When a girl asks you personal questions, it's because she wants to get to know you better. She's not just looking for small talk, she's looking for a connection. Sign 7. They make physical contact. For many girls, physical touch is one of the best ways to show that someone is interested in them. Touching someone first is a subtle and meaningful way to show affection and build a closer connection. However, these actions are often subtle, so you may need to pay attention to them. It could start with something as simple as brushing your arm during a conversation. Or maybe you're telling a humorous story and she lightly places her hand on your shoulder while laughing. That seemingly casual touch could mean a lot more than you think. It's her way of getting closer to each other, even if it's just for a short time. Pay attention to these kinds of times because they can be a clear sign that she's interested. Girls also often start touching you by making fun moves. For example, she might give you a light punch to the arm when you tease her, poke you to get your attention, or even tap your hand while you're joking around. On the surface, these acts may seem silly, but they can have deeper meanings. People often use non-mean touches to push boundaries and gauge your response. If you respond positively, she might feel more comfortable talking about how she feels. Physically, although people typically perceive hugs as friendly gestures, it's crucial to consider their timing and frequency. If she goes out of her way to hug you hello or goodbye, or holds on to that hug a little longer than usual, it's a strong sign that she feels comfortable and connected to you. Pay attention to whether she initiates these hugs for no reason, as that could mean she's looking for a reason to be close to you. Sometimes the way she initiates touch is even more subtle. For example, she might sit or stand closer than necessary, leaning into your space, or her knee might lightly brush yours under the table, or her shoulder might lightly bump into yours as you walk side by side. Sometimes these small movements can be her way of seeing how comfortable you are with her being close. Other girls, who may be more shy or uncertain of your reaction, may move something close to you, such as your sleeve or a bracelet on your wrist, as a means to initiate contact. It's not always about big acts. Sometimes small, quick ones say the most. It's important to remember that not every girl feels comfortable initiating physical touch, especially if she's more shy. But if you notice that she keeps finding ways to touch you, whether it's a light brush, a playful nudge, or a long hug, it's probably her way of showing that she's interested in you. Recognizing these gestures is equally important as responding to them, especially if you share the same feelings. Giving her a smile, light touch, or playful gesture in return can make her want to make even more physical contact. It works both ways, though. How you reply can either boost her confidence or make her not want to try again. Sign 8. They let you in. Being emotionally open about your feelings, thoughts, or personal experiences with a girl is a sign that she trusts and is interested in you. It's not always straightforward to let someone into your inner world, so if she's willing to share, it means she values your presence in her life. Over time, she might start to share small details about her day or her thoughts on a topic that's important to her. These small moments can lead to deeper conversations about her fears, dreams, or even past events. She might talk about a problem she had as a child or a goal she's been working toward for years. These talks are her way of letting you into her world and showing you a side of herself she doesn't always show. One big sign of emotional openness is when she talks about her fears or insecurities. Getting honest about being weak takes a lot of trust, and if she tells you something, it means she feels safe around you. She might tell you about her worries about the future, her problems with self-doubt, or even things she has never told anyone else. These honest moments are her way of getting to know you better. Dreams and aspirations often surface when someone feels emotionally connected to you, such as when she discusses her long-term plans. Talking about her career, personal growth, or relationships shows that she values your opinion and sees you as someone who could play a role in her future. She's not just talking for the sake of conversation. She's showing you what's important to her. It's also important to watch how she responds when you talk to her. If she listens carefully, offers support, or even shares her own experiences, that's a sign that she values your opinion and sees you as someone who could play a role in her future. It shows that she cares about the relationship. Your building emotional sensitivity goes both ways, and her willingness to talk about her own feelings is just as telling as her willingness to talk about her own. Consistency is a key part of emotional openness, so if she keeps coming back, if she comes to you when she needs to talk, or picks you as her confidant, it's clear that she trusts you deeply. This level of trust doesn't happen overnight, so if she's opening up to you often, it means that you've earned a special place in her life. On the other hand, she may be emotionally open when she shares her joys and victories. If she's excited to tell you about something exciting that happened or celebrate a personal victory with you, it means that she wants you to be a part of her happiness as well as her struggles. If a girl opens up to you emotionally, it means she feels a connection with you that goes beyond surface-level interactions. She's showing you her true self, trusting that you'll accept her for who she is. These moments of vulnerability are very important, so make sure you respond with empathy, support, and gratitude. Number 9. They seem nervous around you. When someone is nervous around you, it's usually because they care how you see them. Nervousness can indicate interest or love, even if it's not obvious. Certain actions can show it. Fidgeting is a common sign of nervousness. She might play with her hair, adjust her clothes, or twirl a ring on her finger while talking to you. These small, seemingly unconscious movements can be a way for her to deal with the nervous energy she feels around you. Another sign is to laugh too much. If she laughs too much at jokes that aren't very funny, it could be because she's trying to calm down or fill the silence. It's normal to laugh when you're nervous, so if she's laughing a lot around you, she might be feeling both excited and nervous. You may also notice that she's stumbling over her words or having trouble keeping eye contact. These are classic signs of nervousness that come up when someone is trying to make a favorable impression. If she's blushing or stumbling over her sentences, it's a strong sign that she's feeling a little nervous in your presence. She might move her weight from one foot to the other, cross and uncross her legs, or clasp her hands together tightly. When her nerves frazzle, these small actions can help her calm down. It's possible that her nervousness manifests as clumsiness, such as spilling her drink, dropping something, or bumping into you. These things might seem like accidents, but they could be a sign that she's feeling off because she likes you. Also, different girls react differently to nervousness. Some get more animated or fidgety, while others become quiet or reserved. If she acts shy or hesitant around you compared to how she acts around other people, it could be because she's overthinking her actions and trying not to say or do the wrong thing. The important thing is how you handle her nervousness. If you like her, being kind, patient, and understanding can help her feel better. A warm smile or a light-hearted comment can go a long way in easing the tension. Sign 10. They tease you playfully. When a girl teases you, it's a way for her to show comfort and interest. She uses it as an icebreaker to see if she can elicit a smile, a laugh, or even a slight flinch at the beginning. She may engage in mild teasing, such as making fun of your musical preferences, your dance moves, or some of your unique characteristics. Her attempt to connect with you by making you laugh and seeing how you react to her fun jabs shows that she meant it. However, it's important to observe her methods carefully. Her teasing is always enjoyable and accompanied by a smile or a laugh. She is not attempting to cause you emotional distress. She is simply enjoying your company and expressing her affection for you. If she's only teasing you in front of a group rather than one-on-one, it could indicate that she's simply experimenting to gauge your reaction when the teasing becomes more frequent or personalized. If she's really interested in you, she might start to notice little things about you that other people don't like how you always order the same thing when you go out to eat, or how you're always late for events. These little quirks become targets for her playful comments. For instance, she might playfully comment, "You know you're always late, but I think it's because you're trying to make a grand entrance, huh?" If this seems like a pattern she's only picking up on, it means she's following you around and is probably interested in you. She may also use playful teasing to see how much you like her. For example, if she says something cheeky like, "I bet you can't beat me at this game," or "You wouldn't last a day in my shoes," she's trying to see how you'll react to see if you're up for the challenge or just trying to one-up her. How you react is important. If you tease her back or even laugh at her comments, it shows her that you're comfortable with her and that you enjoy the playful dynamic. If she goes too far and her teasing becomes mean or harsh, that's a different story. However, it is a positive indicator that she is at ease with you and enjoys spending time with you if her teasing is gentle and amusing. The more she teases you, the more likely it is that she feels a connection with you. One of the clearest signs that a girl likes you is when she teases you. It can quickly turn into a way to show love without getting too serious. Sign 11. They want to know if you're in a relationship. One of the clearest and most telling signs that a girl likes you is if she asks about your relationship status, whether she does it directly or through words. She wants to know if she has a chance to meet you romantically, so she's actively trying to figure out if you're single or in a relationship. Some of the questions are subtle. For example, she might ask, "So who's the lucky girl?" Or, "Are you seeing anyone right now?" These questions may seem harmless at first, but they often have a deeper meaning. She's not just interested. She's looking for clues that could tell her about your relationship status and whether you're emotionally open. The way she asks might give you an idea of how comfortable she is with you. If she asks in a jokey way, she might be trying to hide her real interest, but if she's serious and focused on your answer, it means she wants to know where you stand. Other girls may be more direct. They may ask you straight out, "Are you dating anyone?" Or, "Are you single?" These questions leave no room for doubt and make it clear that she wants to know if there's a chance for something more. If she's asking, it means she's probably thinking about dating and wants to know if you're interested. It's fascinating that these kinds of questions don't always come up until after you've spent time together. If she suddenly inquires about your relationship status after spending time with you in a group or casual conversation, it's likely due to her developing romantic feelings for you. She may not have told you, but this question helps her assess your emotional availability. The timing of these questions can also reveal her interests. If she asks about your relationship status right away after meeting you, it could mean that she's trying to figure out your situation quickly so that she can decide if she wants to go further. If she waits until after spending time with you, it could mean that she's been watching you and is now interested in learning more. A girl might also try to get information about you indirectly by talking about relationships in general. For example, she might talk about her own dating life or ask for your opinion on love, commitment, or relationships. When she does this, she's just seeing how you react and observing if your values or hobbies are similar when it comes to relationships. If she's always talking about relationships, making comments about love or dating, or asking you about your personal life, it's because she likes you and wants to know if you're open to the idea of being in a relationship with her. In addition to your relationship status, she wants to know if you have potential. When a girl asks about your relationship status, whether it's a direct question or a more subtle comment, it means she's thinking about more than just friendship and wants to know if there's a chance for a romantic connection. She's checking to see if you're interested in something more, so asking about your status means she's considering you and her together. She's just waiting to see if the time is right. If this video has helped you understand how to tell if a girl likes you, or if it has simply altered your perspective on how girls express their interest, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. That way, you'll know when we post new videos. Don't forget to share it with other people who could also use it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next movie.